your job. Put the gun down before you kill someone.
Teenage Girl's Diary.
Hello, and welcome to another Dollar Store Drive-In. I'm your host, Laura.
I'm Joel.
And we're the Newlydeads. And we are coming to you with another movie that we watched. What are you looking at me like that for?
Your microphone's all up in your throat.
I know. I felt like it was like way up here.
It is way up there.
Like,
oh, we get a little ASMR going on?
maybe. Is that better?
That works. It just looked like it was way up in there.
I felt like it was under my chin.
We live and we learn.
We do live and we do learn. But this is a half-hour chat show. If this is your first time watching, welcome. If this is your returning time watching, thank you for coming back. We do record this in our house, so you might see dogs or hear dogs. Because if you are not watching this and you're listening to it on our podcast, which is on Spotify, thank you. It may sound a little strange sometimes, I feel like, on the podcast because we do say things that we're looking at. And so we need to be a little bit more mindful of that sometimes, I feel like. Yeah, Mr. Newlydad. But he does all the editing and stuff for the show. So, he's focused on the visual aspect of things.
I like my comedy to be visual and auditory. They go hand in hand.
Because he was a podcaster for many, 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 many,
2006.
Many.
And technically,
many
we
years.
still are. So I'm still going. Almost my 20-year anniversary.
Yeah. True.
It's crazy. There's thousands of hours of me talking if you really want that.
I mean, who wouldn't? You have very dulcet tones.
I knew you were going to say that. Very dulcet tones. Hi. Anyway, So what's the criteria for this fine show?
Yes. So in order for us to make sure we've got a structure to the show, we set some criteria. So the first thing is the movie needs to be under $5. It needs to be a horror, sci-fi, or thriller genre. And it also needs to be something we've never seen before. Many times we get our movies from the dollar store, Dollar Tree, Dollar General. We've also thrifted. So we like to go to, I don't know, a Salvation Army.
No, but
yeah, because Salvation Army,
but hadn't had.
I feel like they don't have a lot of horror movies there.
Goodwill, I've had some luck, and
Goodwill.
then some of the odds and ends places that we've gone to that are just like antique type mall places.
Yeah,
sometimes we do find stuff there.
Yes, we've also been gifted these movies. So one of my friends / coworkers, and she gave us a whole stack of things. So I'm sure Joel's going to say thank you, Anne, because that's where we get a lot of our material. And sometimes we get things given to us to screen. So
yep, or directly from the filmmaker.
Yeah,
I haven't done that in a while, but
yeah,
that's right. We got plenty of content.
That's true. That's very true. So thank you to everybody who contributes to the show. If you have things that you want us to watch, please feel free to send them in. You can contact us at contact@thenewlydeads.com. You can also find us on the internet. So if you want to find any of the information that we're talking about today in the show, you can go to thenewlydeads.com. We also, besides doing a podcast, we also have a blog. Joel does one on movie reviews. I do one on small business reviews. We've got events that are coming up. So in October, we've got one called the Witches Market that we're attending that is put on by our lovely friends at Wolf Hollow. That is a huge event. 150 vendors at the Boone County Fairgrounds here in Illinois in Belvedere. So we highly encourage, even if you're from out of town, this would be a really cool event to travel this way.
Road trip. And you can come say hi to us, tell us you watch the show or whatever, and we'd be happy to shake your hand, sign something, give you a hug. You can buy some of our artwork or take a look at what we do, because we are artists and that's why we're there.
Yep.
But let us know. Stop by, say hi.
Exactly. So yeah, I think that's the gist of it.
That is the gist.
And we're here to talk about a movie. So the movie that we watched was Scream Bloody Murder, starring, I don't want to go into that.
This is my hook.
There is a little tiny synopsis.
Oh, well, then you don't have to make one up then.
No.
As long as there's something to read. There won't be much acting from me, though. Sorry.
Yeah, it's real small. Or I could read it real slow. So Scream Bloody Murder. In this gore-nographic twist of Oedipus Rex, a young man with a hook for a hand goes on a bloody killing spree. Rated R.
That's for
Running.
There was some blood and guts, but I don't remember any nudity though.
There's a lot of talk of ladies of the evening.
There was, but there was no nudity in the film, so it's not the typical exploitation kind of equation.
Yeah,
but
there was blood.
Yeah,
there was no breasts.
Felt like an exploitation.
Was there a beast?
No.
I mean, if you want to call the bad guy a beast.
I mean, kind of, yeah. He's definitely the antagonist, and he's kind of a slasher kind of meanie guy. So I guess he would be the beast, but it definitely felt like a B-roll for us of an exploitation like showcase. Like they're showed like Last House on the Left first, and then Scream Bloody Murder second, or something like that,
or vice versa.
I
feel like that would be like the first movie that they would show before the features.
Yeah, because the B-roll movies were ones that were lesser typically, which this one definitely was falling in that category. But we got notes, we got thoughts.
Well, he has lots of thoughts.
I have a few thoughts.
One thought
that is just 20 minutes long.
Oh, it's a long thought. All right.
That was a good size.
Yes. So I think before we start talking about the thoughts, maybe we should watch the trailer.
Yeah.
What do you think? And I want it to be an old-timey car, like in the movie.
Like a Delta 88 from Evil Dead?
No, like in the movie.
Oh.
Do you remember?
That was a super old-timey car.
Wasn't that
not
like
quite like a Model T or nothing, Model A or whatever.
Yeah.
It
kind of looked like a Rolls-Royce-y kind of like.
I was going to say like an old Rolls or a Benz or whatever. Like
yeah.
Old school. Okay. We can try.
That's it.
That's all?
Yep. Nothing fancy. Just a fancy car.
Fancy. Just a fancy car. My wife is like Iggy Azalea. She's so fancy. She's
not fancy.
Typically not.
Really not. I'm not a fancy.
She's just herself, and that's why I love her.
Thanks. I love you too.
Aw. I'll have to edit that out.
No. All right. So we'll be right back.
A quiet boy. A nice boy who had only one goal in life. To commit brutal murder. Like a cat, Matthew loved to stalk his prey, to catch them unaware in their natural habitat. He liked to toy with them, giving them small pulsations of the ultimate terror that was to come. How much fear can the human mind endure? Matthew knew exactly from experience. The horror of Matthew's story is that it's true. It actually happened, only no one lived to tell about it.
Hello? Anybody there?
Hi.
Daisy?
No.
Hey, who's there?
Hi.
Anybody there?
No!
The sadistic details of Matthew's murders will shock
Who's in there, damn it?
will repulse you, will most assuredly make you scream.
Who's out there? Let me in!
Scream bloody murder. Never before has the scream shrieked with such terror. Can you stand it?
No.
Ouch!
What is it now, Miss Anatole?
The television. Come up and turn it on.
But I'm doing something right now, Miss Anatole. Can it wait?
My favorite shows are on now. Come up and turn this television set on.
But Miss Anatole.
Right now.
Oh, crap. Hey, I gotta go up and
sorry, lady. I need the house.
Oh, God!
Bloody murder. See 13 of the world's most gruesome murders, graphically recreated exactly as they happened. Brutal, shocking, filled with gore. The first motion picture to be called Gore-nography.
Oh my God! Help me! Help me, somebody! Help me! Help me!
Bloody murder. A bloodbath of horror. The most horrifying motion picture ever made. Scream Bloody Murder. Coming too soon.
And all of our patrons that because of the explicit gore of Scream Bloody Murder, no one will be allowed into this theater without an official blindfold. Free with purchase of ticket.
And we're back. Joel's got his notes. I did not take any notes this time,
Aw.
but I do remember the movie.
She
so that's
did.
good.
We were discussing it while the trailer was on, and yeah.
I'm
So
gonna be drinking some water.
whenever we watch these movies for you, always take notes to kind of give us a guideline to, as far as like what happened, the beats, things like that jump into my head. But I also draw pictures.
He does.
And then Mrs. Newlydead collects them, and then at the end of the year, she'll make a little flip book, which this year will include hers because she has some too. So it's going to be a fun flip book. I know some people enjoyed it last year. It was a good little thing. Anyway, so the pictures that I drew, we have
a hook
for a hand.
Mm-hmm. Hooky hand.
This little mannequin-looking robot something dude. I don't know.
Why is there a mannequin?
I don't know. He's just some weird dude.
What's the ball with the spikes?
Phantasm.
Oh, why?
Angus Scrim is in the movie.
Right. I forgot about that.
So I was like, I can't have. Oh, almost saw what the movie was that I picked. Angus Scrim was in there, and he was only there for I don't know, 7 minutes
seconds.
worth of the movie, maybe. And then he was
Which part was he in?
He shows up. He's the doctor, and he's like, she's got to have her medicine every 2 days.
Oh, that guy, yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm gonna go see her, and he pushes past him and goes up the stairs, and then
murder ensues. Mm-hmm. Dispatched.
Stuffed in the closet.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Scream Bloody Murder is from 1973. Came out 1 year before I was born, although depending on the date, may have been less than or more than a year. Currently sitting at 4.7 out of 10 on the Internet Movie Database, which is where we like to get all of our information. So this was directed and written by Mark B. Ray, write the name, who is known for, let's see here. He wrote and directed Wild Gypsies. And then he directed, but did not write, Sandal Bergman's Body.
Is that like Jennifer's Body?
Possibly. I mean, Sandal Bergman, I don't know what's wrong, why their body is, out in the open like that, but whatever. Then he also wrote and directed The Severed Arm, which is on the shelf. And I watched probably 6 months ago. And that is an exploitation movie if I've ever seen one. Stepfather 3, which I love the Stepfather series. The remake was so-so, but the original ones with Terry O'Quinn are 80s, perfect, late night movie fare. The first one especially is it's got a sweet spot in my heart for some reason. And The Stoolie, like the pigeon.
Yeah.
The Stoolie pigeon.
Yeah.
This was also co-written by Larry Alexander, who also co-wrote the other movies that we mentioned, and did a lot of television, a lot of television. So this stars one Fred Holbert as the titular hooky guy, and this was his only film credit.
Really?
Yep. So he's
one and done.
This is it. I can't do this. This is too much work. Or maybe he was like, that hook for the hand thing was hard. Although it was very clear that he had his hand holding onto the hook inside the sleeve because his arm was like
long,
a gorilla length, super long. This also starred briefly one Angus Scrim, a tall man from the Phantasm series, which is what we were just discussing. If you know Angus Scrim, then you know the whole boy thing that they do. All those movies are on the shelf, incidentally. And we'll be reading here, probably my next books that I'm going to be reading are the Phantasm, the books about the Phantasm series. that my lovely in-laws got for me for Christmas. They also was in Chopping Mall, which is another 80s like classic cult film. No chopping is involved in that movie, just killer robots. And Satan Hates You. I don't think that's true. I think Satan loves us probably because, that way maybe they can convince us to come down and hang out.
It's like, I love you, man.
Right?
Come on down.
I
It's
feel
nice and warm in here.
because if Satan
I know
hated
you're
you,
cold.
if Satan hated you, then you'd be like, well, why do I want to go hang out with this dude? So I assume he probably loves people.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. That's for everybody else.
Does Satan really know love?
A good question. That's a very philosophical question. And finally, this stars Lee Mitchell, who was in this movie. She was in The Incredible Melting Man, which is another one that I watched like 4 or 5 months ago. That movie is strange.
They're going to say dark.
It is dark. It has a very dark ending. Like the ending of it is like so like darkly, satirically comedic. I did not expect it to end the way it did. I don't want to ruin it for any of you who haven't seen it because it is something that you should probably watch if you like old 70s like exploitation movies. It's way better than it should be, and the special effects are top notch. But the ending is just like whoa, okay. And she was in one episode of L.A. Law. Hanging out with Larry Drake.
Is that it?
With Jimmy Smits and Harry Hamlin and Larry Drake as I forgot his character's name. He's the one that always gets donuts. All right. So at this point, my wife turns to me and she says,
"What did you think?"
And this is the part where we discuss it. So as I said, I had 20 minutes of one thought on the film. So first of all, the film, the quality of this was not great. Like I feel like it needs to be remastered in some format because there was a lot of like almost like light leaks and like it was blurry in a lot of places. After a while, you kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, it was very blurry. It was very, really difficult to watch because it was like so muted and like the like colors weren't great, and then it was hard to understand them talking sometimes because they sounded like muffled a little.
Yeah, the print that they were using to make this copy and then the copies that were online, because we checked to see if there was other ways to watch it that might be better. They're all pretty much exactly the same.
Yeah.
It needs some love. Now as to whether you feel like it deserves the love, we'll find out. But it definitely seems like it needs some love because it was a little rough. So the stepdad that was in the beginning, remember how the movie starts?
Yes.
I feel like the stepdad wasn't very far off in age from the main character who was supposed to be younger. And I felt like they were not that far apart.
Yeah.
Because it starts off kind of with a little bit of a shock factor. Because the boy that grows up to be the hook hand kid or guy kills his father.
He kills. They don't ever say, but I'm assuming it's his dad. Like he combine, right? Runs him over with the combine, and then he falls off, and then he gets his hand run over by the combine.
Right, and so
then he goes to a mental institution for the rest of his like
childhood.
Yeah, adolescence.
He gets out with the hook for the hand, and then
when
his
he's
mom
an adult
has taken a lover,
and it makes him mad.
Yeah, because he's got a stepdad, and then he has this whole thing with people being in love.
He has this weird thing about his mom.
Yeah, like he keeps seeing her because then he kills the stepdad and his mom, and then that starts his killing spree.
That's why it said it's like a weird adaptation of Oedipus Rex.
Yeah, because he's clearly got some weird mommy issues that he's taken out when he hooks up. Well, not hooks up, but he meets a woman who's kind of a pseudo prostitute call girl sort of situation, and then he latches onto her and becomes like pseudo mom for him. We already talked about Angus Scrimm. He killed one of the people in the movie with a paint palette knife, which I don't think I've ever seen that before because they're not very sharp.
Yeah.
I feel like they're dull on, like they're rounded on the edge. I don't think they're pointy, are they?
No, I mean it's a paint thing, so it's like it's like a palette knife is like it's not a. I mean, you could kill somebody with it because it's
like a butter knife kind of.
It is like a butter knife, only like flatter and scrapier.
creepier. I like that definition. But yeah, he kills somebody with one. So kudos, I guess. I said there was a weird drum sound that was like a large cartoon character is about to bounce into the screen. You know that boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, like the beginning of the Fat Albert cartoon that used to be on. Kind of was like that sort of a thing. I was like, what is happening? It felt more like an old TV show or an old TV movie to me than an actual movie. Like the music, the way it was shot.
Yeah, but I feel like the content is not a TV movie.
No,
yeah.
no. And there's one scene in particular that we're just going to spoil it because if you're sensitive to the subject, you probably don't want to watch this because Matthew is the name of the lead character, and he's kind of the hero of the movie. Not that he's a good guy, but he's the guy you're there to watch because he's kind of the one that's leading the whole charge. But there's a scene where he kills a bunch of people to take over the house, and there's a dog there. And rather than let the dog go, like let it go out of the house and just let it go do its own thing, or to take care of it because the dog obviously didn't hate him for killing everybody, he kills a dog.
Yeah, he didn't have to do that.
And the way they handled it, they didn't show it, but I almost feel like it was worse with the way they did it. I did not like that part. And I wrote here, I said, Matthew is the hero. I said, until he killed the dog. And then I said, there was like happy music that was playing when that happened. I'm like, I also said that I feel like that the main character looked like Kevin Bacon's weird dad. Not that Kevin Bacon has a weird dad.
Did you say Kevin's Bacon?
Whenever Wild Things came out, you ever seen that movie in that film? You can see Kevin's Bacon. So whenever I say that, I tend to say that Kevin's Bacon instead of Kevin Bacon, and I like Kevin. I'm a fan. But yeah.
And his bacon.
And Kevin's Bacon. Yep.
You're a fan of it.
It's like a thick cut pepper bacon. There's a scene where you can see the lead woman, the girl that he starts following around. Like you see her hands trying to open a door, and poof, that woman's got some veiny hands. She must work out. And then I said, how will this end? And then the answer was strangely, because that's how it ended.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know what you thought about it, like how you ended up at the end of the day, because I feel like we might be a little bit apart from each other, but I don't know how far apart.
I didn't fall asleep during it, so that's always a positive.
Is that because we were talking a lot during it? Because it was like kind of
weird. It was a weird movie.
Were you like enthralled?
I was not enthralled and entertained. It was okay. Like I said, it was difficult to watch because of the fact that it was like poorly taken care of. So grainy, that kind of thing. Like it's hard to watch. So I don't know. I felt like it was borderline rapey without it being rapey because he kidnapped a girl.
There was no
there was no sex in it because he was weird about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, saying Oedipus might be incorrect because he never tried to or wanted to have sex with anybody.
He did kiss her.
Yeah, and then she kind of tried to use sex as a weapon at one point. Which
because she's kind
of backfired.
Yeah, she's a call girl or whatever.
Makes her side
prostitute.
Hustle.
Yeah. I felt like it's not a long movie. It's like an hour and 25 minutes long, but it felt way longer than that. I felt like it was just never going to end.
I can't argue with
that. Yeah.
And then he's in a pretty small town, but he's robbing and beating people up and doing all kinds of stuff. And somehow the cops are just
oblivious.
Looking the other way or something. It's weird. Nobody seems to notice what he's doing. And it's not a big town that he's in. It's not a big town at all. I don't know what state he's in, but it's other than, psychotic. But yeah.
Yeah. He's it's a sea town.
Maybe the Pacific Northwest or
that's what I was thinking.
Far East, maybe not Far East, but
California or something.
One of the other sides of the coast. Yeah, probably. It probably is more California, just thinking about some of the way that the streets looked and stuff. It was not a super populated, anyway. We're just
Ramblings.
rambling now because we don't know the answer. So.
I don't know.
Is it that time then?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So on a scale of up to 5 hooks. Yeah. Hook
Doing
hands.
this is not a hook. This is a claw.
It is a claw.
This is more of a hook.
What would you give it?
So outside of the dog thing, I actually found this to be somewhat interesting. I don't know if entertaining is the right word, but it was something that I didn't hate watching, but I also was very confused by it, and I felt like it missed a lot of opportunities. So I already rated this on Letterboxd, and I can't remember what I gave it on Letterboxd. But I think after discussing it and kind of giving it a good hard think, outside of the bit with Angus Scrimm, it kept me interested, and I'm giving it an extra bit for Angus because go Angus. So I ended up giving it a 2.
2.
Yep.
I'm gonna give it a 0.5.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
And I'm still debating whether I should have knocked off more because of the dog thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it affected me, and maybe that was the point, as it was trying to make you realize that this is not a good guy. He's got some problems and he needs to seek help.
Yeah. All right. Well, if they don't want to watch this movie, what should they watch instead?
So I had to think about this because there's a lot of movies that kind of deal with this territory, and I didn't want to be too obvious with it. So I kind of went a little bit left of center because it felt to me very much like the spiritual predecessor to the 1983 sequel, Psycho 2, which the Psycho film franchise is an odd series because Hitchcock, it's like saying you're going to make a sequel to a Hitchcock movie.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck. And they did it. And it's actually looked upon as being an actual really good sequel. Meg Tilly's in it, and of course Anthony Perkins is in it. Osgood Perkins' father, who, if you don't know, if you've not seen Longlegs, go. And basically Norman Bates is been locked up for a long time, is let go, goes back to the Bates Motel, and says he's cured, but he takes in a boarder, Meg Tilly's character, who's got kind of a jerk-hole boyfriend or fiance or something, and he starts hearing voices again. And I don't want to give away too much, but things start kind of going askew when he starts hearing voices. But it's kind of this thing where, there's a relationship between a guy and a girl. It's not really sexual, but it's also not really normal. They're not really a captive, but they kind of are. It just felt very similar in a lot of ways to this film, but in a much better way.
Yeah.
If you've not seen it, Psycho 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all worth watching. I have them on the shelf. The fourth one gets a little wonky, but it's one of Anthony Perkins' first directorial debut sort of things.
Oh.
If I remember correct, I'll put a note here and correct me because I may not be right about that. But I'm pretty sure he did direct it. But it's an interesting take on the whole series. So anyway,
that's all she wrote on that.
To say about
you gonna blow up your notes?
No, because I gotta tell about what's next week.
Oh right. Yeah. Should I blow up the movie?
No, we can't.
Oh right, there's more on it. Sorry,
we can't blow up anything today, honey.
You
had notes, you can blow those up.
We have 3 more movies on here.
We do.
I'm gonna gently put this
actually,
down.
we only have 2 because the last one is The Severed Arm, I think.
Oh.
I've already watched, so I can't.
All right. Well, what are you watching next week?
Next week we are watching. I'm very excited about this one. Excited isn't maybe the right word, but
There's a lot of words on this.
I'm very intrigued by it. So
there's a lot of words on both sides.
Yeah, but the name of the movie is
Zombiegeddon.
So this is a trauma film.
Yep.
Distributed by Trauma.
Zombies, kung fu, zombie-eating tigers, bare breasts, and Joe Estevez.
That sounds like a
win-win-win-win-win
of cheesy, sleazy, exploitation easy film.
Yeah. Felissa Rose is in it.
We love Felissa Rose.
As the Newlydeads. You are the best. I love that.
If you've seen any prior episodes of the Dollar Store Drive-In, you would see where she wished us a
happy anniversary.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. A new race of flesh-eating zombies has been created by Satan. and released from their fiery pit to begin a hostile takeover of the world. When dirty cops Jeff and Cage stumble across this maniacal plan, they find themselves in the unenviable position of having to stop the ever-multiplying legions of the living dead by any means necessary. Sometimes frightening and sometimes funny, Zombiegeddon is the ultimate B-movie. I mean, Tom Savini's in it.
Yep. There's
Ron Jeremy.
There's a slew.
Yeah.
Linnea
Quigley.
Linnea Quigley's in it. Of course, as we mentioned, Felissa Rose is in it. There is a large cast in the film, some that aren't on there, if I remember right. So there's a lot to look forward to this. I have a feeling it's not going to live up to it. But that's part of the joy of Troma, is even if it's low budget and not the greatest thing in the world, most of the time you end up having fun with the film.
It's fun on the inside, too. It's
The
like
Alice Cooper.
Rue Morgue Festival of Fear from 2006, Alice Cooper.
Yep. And this is from 2003. So, interesting.
Rue Morgue Radio. Yeah.
Drawing. Yeah. So that would have been 3 years after the film was released. So probably when it got a DVD release from. All right.
All right. Well, thank you very much for watching. We appreciate it as always. And again, just real quick, if you want to find us, you can go to thenewlydeads.com to find all of the information about our show and us in general. So thank you very much for watching, and until next week,
keep it cheap and creepy.
Bye.
Go look after your mother and sister. Where are you going? We gotta finish this. Goodbye, Tom.
So what are you thinking? You really want to know? I'm thinking zombies.
What?
You know, zombies. Ghouls. The undead.
You're trying to tell me you're thinking zombies did this?
Yep.